guys, it's Danny. Today we are working with a non-orchid, but a really beautiful plant. Now, I think I already posted it in my Leptotis bicolor video. I showed you this guy and I told you we're gonna work with him, we're gonna repot him because this is one of the prettiest houseplants that I've ever seen. And let me just pull it out of that pot. Look at it. Well, it's in another pot. Initially I had it in this, but then I decided that I wanted to give it a different pot. This is, well, the tag says Syngonium mix. I know what it is. It's a Syngonium neon pink or pink neon, something like that. It is a pretty popular houseplant. I found it at the flower shop. Most people find it at the flower shop. The party trick is that it has pink foliage. You might not see it very well because this one doesn't look the greatest, to be fully honest. I've seen better ones, but let me zoom you in. I think you can see that the foliage does have a little bit of a tinge of pink. Well, let me tell you, I have seen this plant with a very vivid pink color, and I'm presuming the more light you give it, the pinker it gets, which is fantastic, especially because it has the pink that I actually adore. I'll tell you a secret. When it comes to pink and orchids, I'm not a fan. I don't know why. But when it comes to most other things, I adore it, especially what they call millennial pink. Can we just stop calling it like that? This mute dusty pink, which is still vivid, I would have an entire room with that color. I really like it because it's not a very cool color in my opinion. It's a little bit warm, and this has that color, that dusty pink that I adore. And guess what? In the shelves with the Barinas, that pink will be even more elevated. You'll see what I mean when we're done. And I also think that next to my little orchids, it's just gonna look so good. It's gonna be that pop of texture or color that just fills my heart with joy when my orchids are not in bloom, which it's a lot of time out of the year, sadly, as you know. Except for Phalaenopsis, most other orchids are not in bloom all that much. So before we start, I think I will be making a habit out of this. I do want to let you know that this guy is not pet safe. Unlike orchids, generally speaking, which I do believe all of them, they're pet safe, this guy is toxic. So if you have pets that munch on your plants, be super careful with Syngoniums because they can actually do some harm. What I will do is push this to the end of the shelf, on an upper shelf. My birds never ever reach there. They're not even interested in all of this that I have here. They have other places where they like to go. But anything that has to do with plants on a shelf, they're really not interested. I think they're a little afraid. So I can push it right back in the shelf and I will be okay with it. I also can put it in my glass cabinets, which is another very good idea for homes that have pets or small children. Why not? This is not really good for humans either, so don't eat it. Or why would you eat a houseplant? I don't know, but still. That was the little warning that I wanted to give you. I don't see a lot of people putting this disclaimer out there, but as a bird owner, I always take care that my birds are safe, so I will end up putting this in a glass cabinet. But anyway, we'll see. So with that said, as you can see, I already removed all of these dried leaves and I do believe it's time to go ahead and repot. And excuse the fluctuating light, the sky is patchy. Autumn is coming, finally. Not really, we still have 35 degrees Celsius outside for another month. It's okay. Now, one thing I immediately notice is the weight of the pot. This has a very heavy soil and no, that's a no-no for me. I'm not gonna use this type of heavy soil. I am thinking about using cocoa peat and bark, to be fully honest with you guys, but I don't know. I do have some all-purpose potting mix outside that is just sitting there. I kind of want to use it. It's a good potting mix. It's not very heavy. Oh, I'm overexposed. Alrighty, better, right? So I might use that one, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and remove this plant from this mix. Oh boy, the roots didn't even grow. Do you see? This is the plug. And this is the roots just staying here because the plug is a different type of mixture, is not as heavy. We shall not perpetuate the same mistake. And I will make sure to offer a much fluffier soil, even if it's all-purpose potting soil. So I'm gonna remove a little bit of this soil, not a whole lot. We're not dealing with orchids here. It's not so important to remove all of the soil. It looks good. And how easy it is to unpot a houseplant compared to, let's say, a cattleya. Oh boy. You sit right here. I'm gonna dispose of this. Gonna dump it in the garden. Oh, it's an earthworm. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna put this in the garden. If you're a little squeamish with earthworms and stuff, just look away. I'm not. They're cute. I find them cute. Look. So yeah, this is a sign that the medium was okay, but just not suited for this plant. Maybe we have more in here. Okay, I'm gonna put him back and put everything back and just go downstairs and dump this in the garden, which is not my garden, but it's okay, nobody will mind. Alrighty, so the pot that I will be using is this one from Repot that they just sent me. By the way, if you're new to my channel, I do collaborate with Repot a lot. Like for the past 4 years or so, maybe even more, they are my main sponsor. So I do get from time to time some of their products, new products to try out and stuff for free. They just send them to me and it's my choice if I want to use them in videos. And this is one of their latest pots, which for orchids, you know, there aren't many orchids that I would put in this because of the size and also because it's opaque and I kind of like to see the roots. But there are some houseplants which I would pot in this because it's really, really pretty. Problem is, it's a little big. It takes a little bit too much space. So yeah, I actually don't have a smaller pot at this moment that I would use. I have mainly orchid pots, which are okay, I just don't want to use. By the way, I personally don't really care so much about the size of the pot in relation to the plant. I'm not that type of grower. I manage my pots through other means when I water them. So the fact that I put a tiny plant in a bigger pot, it's not a problem for me. If you know me, you know that I usually do that. So, you know, if you feel more comfortable with a tinier pot, go ahead and do that. You know your environment better, but I know my environment better than anyone and I know how to control it and how it usually goes. So for me, this is okay. Some might be like, holy moly, mother of... No, not me. I'm not that person. So you go ahead and pot however you like. I will go ahead and pot however I like. Just so we're clear on that. But I don't like when stuff take up a lot of space. However, I do really like this pot. I want to use it, so I'm just gonna use it. So I'm using an all-purpose potting mix that is pretty okay. I added in some perlite for some extra fluffiness. The potting mix is not the heavy type, it's not very clayey. It's definitely better than what this orchid had. And I had quite a lot of plants in it, including terrestrial orchids, and everything was absolutely fine. Oh yeah, oh boy, look at this. This will look so funny. Funny is not the good word. Ridiculous. This looks ridiculous. No, it just looks ridiculous. No, I'm not gonna do this. Sorry, little pot, I'm gonna have to use you for a different project. Ta-da! I actually forgot I had these. These are self-watering pots from Lechuza, but there's a quirk to them. You can actually use the nursery pots these plants come in because inside this has a holder in which you can actually put whatever type of pot that fits you want. There you go. Because it has a hole at the bottom which lets the wick go into the reservoir. Very, very neat invention from Lechuza. Oh my goodness, I forgot I had these. Perfect. So this makes more sense. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and pot this little plant in this little pot, which looks a lot less cringy than what we were trying to do. Easy. And now you will say, but wait, a self-watering pot needs a wick. Well, some of them do. Yes, this is the wick. You insert this at the bottom of your pot, like so. Oh my gosh, this medium is too loose. It doesn't actually hold. So we go ahead and do that, and then we sit the little pot in the holder. Ta-da! Okay, I need to water this plant really, really well. I'm gonna go to the sink and water it well. No, by the way, Maya needs to lay an egg, and even laughing is cumbersome for her now. Poor baby. Okay, be right back. Alrighty, here we are. Isn't he adorable? I completely forgot to do something. One thing that I like to do with pretty much all of the plants that I have here is put on a layer of bark. It's a little bit like mulching. What it actually does is it hides the potting mix underneath, and particularly when we're dealing with perlite, I think you know, it can start to look horrific after a while. Either it goes brown and pretty yucky, either it tends to accumulate algae and starts to become a little green, but it's not the good type of green. I don't like that look, and what I do is just add on a very shallow layer of bark just to hide away that perlite. Mind you though, this actually acts a little bit like mulching, and in some environments and in some homes, mulching might not be a good idea. You might actually trap the water inside. In my environment, there's no problem because it's super hot. So if this inspires you, do try it out, but do keep in mind, it actually acts a little bit like mulch, and it might make your pot dry out quite a lot slower, and maybe that's not a good idea for you. But maybe it is. Maybe you're actually looking for water retentive ideas, I guess. Case in which, this should help you out. So as you can see, yes, this plant looks pretty pink. It's not the pinkest it can be. It will intensify with brighter light, but as I was saying, my Barinas can actually intensify a little bit the coloration. Hold on, let me just show you. All right, this is actually a different day because I kind of ran out of battery that time when I filmed. This is about a week later, and here is my beautiful neon Syngonium. He's already getting adjusted, looking quite pretty, wouldn't you say, against all of these beautiful orchids that I have here on my shelf. Yeah, I think he stands out. And when he's gonna be even bushier, let's say, and more established, I think he's gonna look great. I think there will be more pink. You can see some of these leaves. I was hoping they will unfurl. They didn't so far. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, it's just a very new plant. And I hope that with some good, decent care, he's gonna look great and yeah, just be wonderful on these shelves. And you can see here, my birds, even if they wanted to, they would really seriously have to struggle to get to him. So I'm pretty okay. Never in all of these years that I had them did I actually caught them anywhere near my shelves. If they see they cannot land, they usually just don't land. They're very good birds. So I'm pretty okay with it now. Just so you know though, you might want to shelter this plant just so your pets and small children don't reach it, because yeah, it's not a good idea for them to eat it. So that has been it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know down below in the comments section if you have this plant. How does it grow for you? How does it look like? Do you have tips for me? This is the first time that I'm growing it. And yeah, I really like it. I really enjoy it. I'm starting to really enjoy having all sorts of plants in my plant shelves here together with my orchids. You guys know I have mainly orchids, but I'm looking forward to expanding my horizons. So that said, I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me today. Hope you have a great day. Subscribe to my channel for more orchid videos, tutorials, experiments, updates, and other fun orchid subjects. If you wish to support the channel, do consider becoming a member or visit the merch store linked down below in the description. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. It's always nice to stay in touch there as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!